Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Date in a Blink, where we're hosting Jessica and Alex for a Blink date.
Modern dating sucks, but it doesn't have to. Here on the Date in a Blink podcast, you'll listen in on 10-minute voice-only speed dates between strangers. The experience is designed to move people beyond mindless swiping and marathon messaging. Our position on online dating? It's time to stop collecting pen pals and start, going on actual dates.
Online dating? That actually involves dating? Is that even a thing anymore? But for real, dating should be fun. We hope listening in inspires y'all to try new ways of meeting people. Tune in every other week to hear a new couple go on a date. In between, we'll talk to relationship experts about how the date went and what we can learn from it.
Will our handpicked podcast matches find love on these Blink dates? Or will they say goodbye to each other after 10 minutes and never look back? Tune in to find out.
Before we jump into today's Blink date, here's a quick word from our sponsors.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain a bit. It's totally free, and Anchor will distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and lots of other podcasting platforms. Not only that, but it has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also lets you make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make your podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Today's date prompt comes from The And, a card game by the Emmy Award-winning studio The Skin Deep, designed to give people a little more space for a lot more openness, honesty, and vulnerability. If you want to start asking bigger questions and get to know someone beyond the surface, check out their decks at shop.theskindeep.com. That's shop.theskindeep.com, and use code BLINK10 at checkout for 10% off your order.
We're here on Date in a Blink today with Jessica and Alex. I'm going to let you two dive in, but in case it's helpful to get the conversation started, I'm going to leave you with this question. What's the greatest gift someone has given you and why?
I'll go first, I guess. The greatest gift. I'm a big fan of books, so I feel like if someone gives you a book, that's kind of the gift I give people. If I read a life-changing book, I'll give it, or I try to give it to someone. But yeah. How about you?
So my greatest gift would probably be I got a pet cat years ago when I was a kid, and she was an early Christmas present for me, and I still have her today, 18 years later. So probably the greatest gift with learning responsibility and also acquiring that pet ownership, but definitely agree with the book aspect. I recently read a book and I keep passing it on to people because it was really helpful.
Oh, really? What book was it?
It was called Ladies Get Paid. So it's all about negotiating and career advancement. So it kind of helped me navigate career changes and figuring out what I wanted to do.
Okay.
What's your favorite book?
Right now I'm reading a book called About Face. It's pretty good. But yeah, I like business books too. Those are interesting. And I like cats too. I actually am thinking of getting one. What type of cat do you have? Just a stray cat?
She's a little tuxedo, so little 7-pound tiny cat.
Is the process of owning a cat hard or not really? Because you just have a litter box, right? To train them to go in that, is that hard?
I would probably not be the best person to ask since I was a little kid when she was going through that, but I would say they're pretty easy, especially if they're an older cat. I love having a senior cat because it's you're saving an animal that might not be as likely to be adopted, but also they're much more tame and easier.
Yeah, cats are cool creatures. I mean, they're because you don't have to take care of them like a dog. You have to get down and dirty with it, but a cat isn't bad. What other, I guess, pet would you want if you could have any pet that was legal to have?
I would probably do a dog or something like that. I tried to do a second cat with my cat and she wouldn't allow it. So just kind of pacing that out. But I did have a roommate that had a flying squirrel once, and that was kind of fun to see, but it was nocturnal. So I'm not sure if it was the best pet to have in a small apartment. But how about you?
A turtle would be cool when I think about animals, but a flying squirrel, is that legal to own? Do you keep it outside or? inside?
I'm not entirely sure because I think it was off of Craigslist, but and it wasn't my pet, but I remember it was very rambunctious.
Yeah, I had an uncle once who had a like a or like a eating cactus or like a plant that like eats fly or Venus flytrap. I forgot the name of it for a sec, but yeah, we would like stick our fingers in it when we were like younger and like pull them out quick, but was pretty crazy. Like all like the animals out there and like a plant that like eats stuff. That's pretty crazy. What?
That is crazy. The only plants I can keep alive is an aloe plant and a bamboo plant, but I've killed like 10 basil plants. So not the best with plants.
Yeah, plants are you have to know a lot about them. I feel like it's more than just like you have to know when to water it, how often, and yeah, just sunlight, I guess. It's not too hard. I guess cats and plants are both pretty easy. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think the only difference is I need my plants to yell at me to water them.
Yeah. What other hobbies do you have?
So mainly one thing I'm really trying to do a lot more of is traveling. I went on 2 solo trips this year and then also traveled to visit a couple of friends while still trying to be safe within all the COVID guidelines. So just kind of exploring more places and seeing both coasts of the US. How about you? Do you like to travel?
I wish I'd like to travel, but I don't do it often just because I'm kind of broke right now. But I just like was looking at something about like the national parks and was pretty interesting. I haven't been to many, but there's just pretty crazy places in the U.S. Where were your solo trips to?
I did a trip to New York and then I also went out to LA, but that was mainly to visit a friend, and then a couple of group trips in between. But I definitely used one of those rewards credit cards for most of them. So that always helps go a long way.
What type of stuff do you like look for when you travel, or like more like different cultures to experience, or just like sightseeing?
Yeah, so I'm definitely more of the one person that likes to explore cities and see different areas. One thing I always get curious about with people is if they're more of a laying on the beach, just like chilling in that environment, or if someone's like more of an exploration type of person, like if they want to see different museums or see different artifacts.
Yeah, I'm probably I don't know. Like I'd like to lay on the beach, of course, but it is pretty cool to go to museums. That's not really a hobby of mine, but it's just cool to like see different museums. Like seeing like dinosaurs or something is kind of cool, I guess. Dinosaur bones or whatnot. What did you do on the trip? Did you on the trips just kind of sightsee and hang out?
Yeah, so a little bit of sightseeing. I joined 2 travel groups that are for like solo travelers. That way I would have people to meet up with in the different cities and kind of get their experience. But I like to be like a really social person on trips. So I try to talk to basically anybody. So that's usually my goal. But you mentioned that you are thinking or like national parks. Do you like hiking, or what draws you to that environment?
Yeah, hiking and like the crazy mountains that are beautiful and like trees and whatnot. And I also want to visit like some foreign places too. It would be cool. Like are on my list, like Taiwan and China and France and Spain would be cool. You into foreign like travel at all, or trying to keep it domestic?
Yeah. So originally, before the pandemic happened, I really wanted to do a domestic travel year and then a foreign travel year, and it got pushed back. So now I'm thinking about my next like international trip and considering like going out to Bali and maybe Australia. Those are ones that are on my list, but I also know that would probably be like my one trip that year then, since it's so far away.
Yeah, it's like a 12-hour flight or something to Australia or something, probably.
Right. So, and it's like expensive to get there, but then I've heard once you're there, it's a little bit better. So trying to like figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's there's something about like traveling that kind of just lures you in, just like, that you could like kind of like go into a whole different place and learn like completely different things within a different culture. I've been daydreaming of like just starting over in like a new country or something, but that would not be good. I wanted to take a trip to China before the pandemic, but then I decided not to because COVID and China relations. Has like COVID affected like the solo travels? Like I feel that if you went on like a solo travel, people would be like less friendly because of COVID. Did you experience that?
At this point in the date, I jumped in to let them know that their date had ended and let them say their farewells. We hope you all enjoyed hearing Jessica and Alex's date today. We love sharing a window into people's love lives. And since we know you love it too, you should check out Dick Tales, a podcast all about sex, dating, and all the other things. Listen as Carrie and her guests detail their disastrous dating stories and sexual mishaps. We hope you love it as much as we do.
Did Jessica just say her roommate had a flying squirrel as a pet? Say what? I'm obsessed with squirrels, so this tickled me endlessly. Jessica and Alex seem to share some interests, including books and travel, but was it enough to make them want to continue the conversation? Tune in next week, where we'll chat with an expert about the date and reveal what happened. That's all we've got for you today. Shoot us a message on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at @TheBlinkDate or at @DateInABlink to let us know what you think. If you want to try voice-first speed dating from the comfort of your home, download the Blink Date app today. You can also sign up to participate in Date in a Blink by visiting our website at www.theblinkdate.com. In the meantime, thanks for joining us for this episode. We hope you enjoyed listening and look forward to talking with you again next time.